Today I fucked up by sending a picture of the engagement ring to my girlfriend. Too long didn't read, accidentally sent my GF the picture of the engagement ring, kept her from opening it, had to come up with a fake surprise to throw off her suspicions. And NBSB. So this was actually a few months ago. I, 24M, had just recently bought an engagement ring to propose to my at the time girlfriend, 24F. I was on the phone with a good friend of ours to tell him the news, and wanted to send him the picture of the ring as a way of telling him while talking to him. And NBSB. So I put him on speakerphone and clicked into the text thread, attached the picture, and clicked send. Velp, it was immediately after clicking send that I noticed the texts in the thread didn't look right. I looked up at the name at the top of the thread and my heart stopped. It was my GF. Shit, I said over the phone. My friend asked what was wrong, and I told him I'd have to call him back. Tried finding a way to cancel the message to no avail. And NBSB. As a last-ditch effort, I called her, as the message did not yet say delivered. She answered the phone and I immediately said, "Do you see the message I just sent?" "Yeah. It says attachment, why?" Immediately I blurted, "Don't open it. Just delete the thread. Please. And NBSB. She sounded concerned, and asked, "Is this something I should be worried about? You're kinda scaring me lol." No, I said, "I just have a little surprise for you I was trying to show someone and don't want to ruin the surprise." She relented, but still seemed, naturally, very suspicious. Okay, I deleted it. Didn't look at it. I know your first thought might be that she looked anyway, but I can 100% promise you that girl would never, ever lie to me. The 1 or 2 times I ever tried to tell a little fib to skirt around something, usually just not wanting to get nagged about something, she was highly upset about it and demanded complete honesty between us. It's just not in her to lie, and she's honestly terrible at it. Trying to keep anything as a surprise for me, she cannot hide it to save her life. And NBSB. So I had avoided the disaster of her seeing the ring, but now I had her highly suspicious of me, and needed a way to throw her off the scent. So I immediately went and found a cute little necklace on Etsy I knew she'd like, and bought it and had it shipped to her house. Later that week she got it and texted me, saying I was very sweet and she loved my surprise. A few weeks later I actually managed to pull off a surprise proposal against all odds. Since she had been telling friends for a bit she suspected I was going to propose. Despite all of this, she was completely surprised when her girls' day with her BFF ended with me proposing at the waterfall near her house, and we came home to a surprise party with our parents and friends to celebrate. And NBSB. When I told her about what that text really was and how I covered my tracks, she laughed, rolled her eyes, and called me an idiot. She was impressed with how I improvised and threw her off track lol. We're getting married next October smile. Edit, pics from the proposal/ring smile. Proposal. Ring. I would love to see photos of you porpoising at the waterfall. Or dolphining would be fine, too. So this was actually a few months ago. I, 24M, had just recently bought an engagement ring to propose to my at the time girlfriend, 24F. Not gonna lie. My heart kinda dropped at this part. Thought it would end badly. So glad it worked out. NGL, I saw that before I posted this and considered changing it, but figured it would make for a more thrilling read lol. And yes, I'm aware that makes me TA haha. Next time this happens, immediately put your phone in airplane mode to stop the image send. The next time he proposes to a girl lol. Why is this FU? You were successful, op. Edit, holy shit this blew up, and IDKY. Initial FU with a miraculous save I suppose haha. Still get teased about it though lol. My boss has a version of this story that ended up way worse than yours. He took off work one day to go pick up the ring and obviously didn't tell his now wife. She called him at work for something, this was before cell phones, and his boss, knowing he was going to pick up the ring, said he was just in the back of the building doing something. She called back a little while later, his boss said the same thing but says that he can't page him or anything, and that he'd give him the message when he saw him. At this point she gets suspicious and decides to call her future Phil to see if he can run down to my boss's work to see if he's there. So my boss's dad, who is unaware of all this, drives down and lo and behold, his car is gone and he's not at work. Now they both think he's up to something. He went home a few hours later at his normal time, and she asks him how work was. He makes up an entire lie about his day at work, in which she proceeds to lose her shit and tells him she knows everything, asks who he's cheating on her with, etc. He tries to cover it up in order to not totally ruin the surprise, but it backfired and she was in tears, literally about to pack up her things and walk out the door. That's when he finally had to pull the ring out of his pocket, and be like, "This is what I was actually doing, are you happy now?" And she was like, "Oh. Yeah, smile. Jesus Christ." Today I fucked up by having, what is hopefully, the strangest sexual experience I encounter. NSFW. Literally happened a half hour ago. Husband and I have been together 15 years. We are both open-minded and confident when it comes to sex, so there is little we haven't done and we love it all. Nothing is gross or weird with us when we're getting off. He asked me to help wax his balls a few days ago. I did. Unfortunately the one section of skin came off with the wax strip. It was about the size of a quarter, but he's tough and didn't complain. I walk out of the master bathroom to find him jerking off. He's not home 90% of the year because of work, so I, of course, wanted to help him despite staying up late drinking and fucking, and therefore worrying the motion of a blowjob, or getting fucked might make me nauseous, which would ruin the mood. I thought I'll lick his perfect balls and help by applying pressure to the base of his dick right under his balls. He's loving it. I'm loving licking and sucking and cradling his balls, independently and simultaneously, in my mouth. I feel something as I'm making circles with my tongue. No big deal whether it's hair or lint, whatever, so I quickly pull my finger and thumb up to retrieve the foreign, unknown object. As I pluck it off my tongue, trying not to miss a beat of our quality time, I glance at it. It's grey and slimy, bunched up and longer than my longest fingernail. It took a half a second to realize that I had literally sucked the scab off my husband's balls. Too long didn't read, exfoliated husband's balls with my mouth. Shoulda puked. Could have had a 2-for-1 fetish night. And that's when I would have gotten sick and ruined the moment. I audibly made a disgusted groan in the Nissan dealership waiting room. There were glances. Normally, that old chestnut I just threw up in my mouth a little is hyperbolic. Not today. Today I fucked up by reading. Today I fucked up while eating breakfast. Each day we stray further from the Lord's light. Today I fucked up when my best mate changed his name in my phone to Sexy Jess from work. So several years ago my best mate Todd changed his name in my phone to Sexy Jess from work, and then would ring my phone in the middle of the night to try and get me in trouble with my partner. But she was friends with him before we had even gotten together, so she recognized his number and his prank didn't really work out. Fast forward 6 or 7 years to the weekend just passed. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV and my partner is upstairs. My 8-year-old daughter is bored, so I give her my phone to play a game on. Fuck up. I never changed Todd's name back. It's been a running joke between us for years. So Sexy Jess from work calls whilst my daughter has my phone. She freaks out. Comes running into the lounge room crying, throws my phone at me and screams, "I hate you, Dad." She runs off upstairs. So I'm sitting there really confused. After a few seconds I follow her upstairs. I can hear her crying, then I hear my partner start laughing hysterically. Now I'm really confused. I get to the bedroom. My partner just holds up my phone showing a missed call from Sexy Jess from work. I piece together what's happened and spend the next 20 minutes explaining to my daughter and calming her down, then call Todd back to tell him how his joke has made it to the next generation. TLDR, Buddy saved his name in my phone to Sexy Jess from work several years ago as a joke. Today my daughter sees it, freaks out and thinks I'm cheating on our mother. Sorry for formatting on mobile. Edit. Wow, this blew up. So yes, my daughter threw my phone at me. Then picked it up and took it with her upstairs. I'm Australian. My daughter is in grade 4 and is quite intelligent. Yes, she knows what sexy is, and yes, she knows what cheating is. Sorry for the spelling and lack of grammar, I'm lazy. Now she'll wonder about all those calls from your contact named Todd. Totally platonic Todd. Now cheat on your wife with Todd. Black Mirror Season 5. OP, no, see, Jess is a guy from work. Daughter, screaming intensifies. Went better than my friend. I swapped my number and his mum's number in his phone. When I left at the end of a night of heavy drinking, he texted me and said, "Have you two gone to bed? Mind if I join?" or something similar. Obviously his mum texted back saying, "I think you have the wrong number." His response was something like, "No, I definitely have the right one. You two gone for sexy times? Want a three-way?" I can't remember exactly what happened with his mum after that, but I know he was really fucking pissed with me the next morning. It was great fun. For a second I was thinking this was how you found out your friend and his parents slept together or something. I'm relieved this wasn't the case, lol. If your daughter threw your phone at you downstairs, how did your wife hold it up for you to see upstairs when you entered the room? Honestly, it has to be magic. No other explanation to this scenario.